Hi and welcome to Diabetes TV. Today we're going to talk about resistance training and what the health benefits of resistance training are.
Yeah, resistance training is often the forgotten type of exercise or the poor cousin of the exercise world.
Right.
And people focus on aerobic stuff.
Oh, completely. The most common thing I say to people is, do you exercise? I say, yeah, I walk. And there's no variety, and certainly resistance training hasn't been even a thought that they'd considered.
Yeah, but what we want to talk about today is the fact that resistance training has a multitude of health benefits.
Yeah.
Really, really important thing to do. And if you're not doing it, you're really missing out on something.
Yeah. So the first thing is that it improves your muscular strength. And, why is that important? Well, primarily that as we age, we do lose our strength. And if we don't maintain it, if we don't actively do something about that, as we get older, we sort of get to a point where we can't do the things we want to do.
We just can't even dress ourselves, do things around the house. And with this aging population, strength in the elderly is a really important issue.
Yeah, and it's never too late to start. Doesn't matter how old you are. If you start, you'll start to see some benefits.
And we've trained people, 75-year-olds who have started resistance training and seen massive health benefits, as well as ability to do things around in their life.
Absolutely. So the next one would be muscle mass. In other words, how big your muscles are. We'll go back to talking about women in a minute, but it's important to improve that muscle mass because in our muscle is where we store our glucose.
Yeah, and muscles are really metabolically active tissue. It burns lots of calories, it uses up lots of things. It's really important for our body.
Yeah.
So the more muscle we've got, the more glucose we can store, which helps our diabetes management.
Yeah, exactly. So strength, mass. It's also about the quality of muscle, making sure that the muscle itself is, looking more like lean beef rather than wagyu or too many other bits of fat in it. If the muscle works better because it's a better quality, then you'll be stronger and your glucose storage will also be better.
Yeah, now the other thing too that we often don't think about is the impact on happiness and mood. And a lot of studies have shown that resistance training can be actually more effective than antidepressants in treating people with depression. So one of the great things it does is it helps with our mental health as well as our physical health.
Not to mention, think about the guys in your study, your actual subjects, who were doing, some of them were doing cycling and some of them were doing resistance training. The guys who were doing cycling were bored out of their minds.
Yeah, because they were sitting on a bike staring at a wall. But because resistance training was so varied and they were looking at, and they were feeling better and looking at how strong they were getting, it really elevated their mood. They were pumped to do their training. It was great.
More enjoyable.
Yeah, now the other thing about resistance training is all the metabolic health benefits that we get. So what we know is that we reduce cholesterol, improve good cholesterol, reduce our blood pressure. We massively improve our insulin sensitivity when we do resistance training.
Yeah, so there's lots and lots of benefits, and I think if you can add it in, even in a small portion, you'll see the benefits pretty quickly.
Yeah, because this leads us to the problem. It's not as easy as going out and just going for a walk. You've got to learn how to do the exercises and do them properly. Now, there's various resources. You could go see a trainer, you could see an exercise physiologist. Even our book Sugar Daddy has a whole section in there that demonstrates every possible exercise, resistance training exercise you could want to do. Yeah. But it does it in 3 settings: in the home with no equipment, in the home with equipment, and also in a gym setting. So you can get some resources.
Now, if you're a lady out there and you think, gosh, if I do resistance training, I will end up looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger. The fact is you won't. I do resistance training. I haven't turned into Arnie anytime soon. And also we don't have enough testosterone for that to really happen.
Even guys find it very hard to put on muscle, so it's not like you're going to explode overnight.
No, exactly. So there's quite a few health benefits, and I think it's just a skill that people need to learn how to do.
Yeah, and get advice, get a resource like a book or a trainer to help you show you how to do these things, and then you can self-manage. But the biggest message is that resistance training has massive health benefits on our body and our mind. And if you're not doing it, start to incorporate it into your training, even once or twice a week.
Fantastic. All right, well, there's more resources at theglucoseclub.com.au. We look forward to talking to you again next week.
Thanks.